What does it mean to be moral? Not in the eyes of others, but in the eyes of yourself. Not how you treat others, but how you treat yourself, your thoughts, your body, your soul. In a world obsessed with how we act out there, Immanuel Kant turns the spotlight inward, asking us what is our duty towards ourselves. Kant's moral universe begins with one unshakable idea: every person is a rational being, an end in themselves, not a means to anything else. That includes you're not just a tool for others, you're not a pawn in society's game. You are a moral being worthy of respect, and that dignity must first be honored within. Kant divides duties to self in two broad categories. Number one, duties to self as a moral being, perfect duties. These are strict, non negotiable. Do not lie to yourself, do not destroy yourself, and do not surrender your autonomy. Self deception is immoral because it corrupts your rational will. If you justify wrong, ignore truth, or live in delusion, you degrade your moral worth. Never let others control your moral compass, submitting blindly to anyone, giving up your freedom, your thoughts. This is betrayal that you do to yourself. These are perfect duties that protect your inner moral value. They preserve your dignity. Number two, duties to self as an animal being, that is, the imperfect duties. These are more flexible but equally vital. Cultivate your talent. It is your duty to grow, not just for society, but because neglecting your mind is a form of self-disrespect. To let your gifts waste away is to fail morally. Take care of your body. Neglecting it is like blunting your own moral instrument. Practice self-control. Failures of reason diminishes you from who you are. These imperfect duties reminds us morality is not just about doing no harm. It's about honoring the full range of your being, mental, physical, and spiritual. He says, you are not an object, even to yourself. Treat yourself with the same respect you would demand from others. Moral failure isn't just crime or injustice, it's self-deception, self-neglect, and cowardice. Moral growth begins with self-knowledge, not through ego, but through honesty. Kant reminds us of something quiet but powerful. Before you owe the world anything, you owe yourself moral integrity. Not to be perfect, but to be honest, deliberate, and awake. Because when your own soul stands before your conscience, there is no audience, no applause, only truth. From our discussion on duties to ourselves, let me take you to what it takes to be authentic self. Simone de Beauvoir's Authentic Self, where she asks, what does it means to be truly yourself? Not the roles you were told to play, not the mask society handed to you, but the real you, raw, conscious, and free. Beauvoir, a French existentialist and a moral philosopher, believed that becoming your authentic self is not only the path to freedom, but the moral responsibility of being human. For her, unlike Kant, morality does not begin with a fixed rational law. It begins with a recognition that you exist in a world where nothing is predetermined. You are not born with meaning, you must create it. You are condemned to be free, and that freedom can feel terrifying because it means you are responsible for everything you choose and everything you become. So, what is authenticity? It's not just being yourself, it's the constant, often painful act of choosing yourself. She tells us to be moral is to will oneself free. But more than that, to be moral is to will freedom for others too. Because If you live freely while oppressing others or while conforming to a system that crushes their agency, then your own freedom is false. Authenticity, then, is a rebellion against bad faith where we lie to ourselves and act as if we had no choice, against the rules assigned by gender, class, culture, where we surrender our freedom for comfort, and against the temptation to live passively, as if life is happening to us, not through us. She wants us, the world seduces us to escape freedom, to seek certainty over choice, obedience over questioning. We accept roles, women, man, wife, worker, as if they define our essence. But she says, one is not born, but rather becomes a woman. This isn't just about gender, it's about awakening from every identity that was given to us, instead forged by us. You are not a thing, you are a process, and that process of becoming honest, awake, responsible is the moral project of existence. To live authentically is to question what you have been taught, take ownership of your choices, refuse to be reduced to a label, and respect others' right to do the same. Authenticity is not perfection, it's the courage to evolve. Freedom is not a gift, it's a task. You must claim it and use it responsibly. Authenticity demands you to act, not out of habit or fear, but out of awareness and choice. Every life project is a question of ethics, and you must ask it. She does not offer easy answers, but she offers radical honesty. To be moral in her eyes is to become. She whispered not to follow the crowd, but to stand alone, quiet or loud, not to wear the mask of fate, but shape your path before it's late. Be free, not just in word or breath, but in the will that defies even death. For the soul that's lived in honest strife is the one that's truly touched by life.